Alright, we should be live now. What's up, everyone? Happy, not Wednesday, but happy Tuesday. I think this is the first time I've streamed on Tuesday in the last year or so. How's everyone doing? We had to move the stream day, so hopefully we do see... okay, we do have mic sound coming. Sweet. Alright, so we got chat up. Alright, so we got some early people. Craig Lilly was not the first, but you're the first one that I see, Craig. I'm pretty sure people probably posted stuff yesterday, but I can't see that chat. It went away, so what's up? Hey, what's up, Staying 2007? What's up, Jonathan Talks Hardware? Why is your picture not coming up? Is that happening for just for Jonathan for some reason? Huh, that's interesting. What's up, Stock? What's up, Lieutenant Crazy Legs Mellow? That's an interesting name. What's up, Justin Alexander? Kale130 as always. Craig Lilly with the water reminder. We got Sonics today. Cherry Limeade Slushy. What's up, William Evans? Hey, what's up, Shauner and Kevin as always. Hey, Mahin C? Mahin? I wonder if I said that right. Sonic slaps? I don't know. I was just complaining in the Discord at how if you don't get Sonic's drinks ordered through the app, it's kind of priced high. You get 50% off all day if you order through the app. But the food was kind of meh for me. I've had Sonic's before, but we don't have it often because Sonic's the closest one to me would have been like 40 minutes or so. So we don't have it often, but they just opened one a few miles away from my house in Everett, Washington. So we went to that one. So it's a brand new one. And yeah, food was kind of meh, but their drinks are on point as always. A little bit expensive though. Yeah, happy hour every hour, but man, it's kind of ridiculous though if people just walk up and order without using the app. It's a little bit expensive. Will there be a Sonic emoji? No, I don't think so. Sonic has not earned my I guess my trust or my liking to it yet, unless they get some banger deals or improve on their food quality. It's just meh. Davian said, really enjoyed the surprise giveaway vid posted for Christmas. Thank you. That was a really fun video to do. It took a lot of planning, you know. Like, I was building the PC and stuff like that and planning with NZXT weeks ahead of time. And then leading up to on Christmas Day, it was a lot of work to make sure, especially since the way I recorded it, it had to be planned out ahead of time so I could put that twist in there. It took a lot of planning to do, so yeah. Okay, so we're just chilling right now, waiting for people to get to the stream. Use the bathroom, get a drink, get some snacks, etc. I do also have water as always. Yo, so for Christmas, I asked one of my brother-in-laws for the metal cups. These are just from Amazon, similar to like what you'd get in milkshakes, or get milkshakes with at some like kind of old school dinery places. And the reason I like the metal cups is because we have glass cups, but we've dropped some of them. So we've broken glass cups before, as well as sometimes they start chipping at the edge. And then I don't like plastic cups because plastic scratches easily and it gets like that fogginess to it. But metal cups, it kind of fixes all that problem. So yeah, we got some of these now. So I've been enjoying using them. Scooter U asked, hey Danny, how are you doing today? Did you go to CES this year? Sadly, you couldn't go. I was supposed to post on stream last night. Oh, okay. Nice, Scooter. No, I did not go to CES this year. I kind of wish I did, though. A couple of my buddies did go, like content creators that I've met in real life before and are kind of closer to. Scatterbolt and Ozzy, they both went. But a larger portion of our Tech Fam crew did not go. So it was only a handful of people that went. I think I'll probably try to make it next year. I don't know. So for me, CES, I could probably talk to, you know, every time you see creators at CES, they're always shouting out those sponsors. because the sponsors are what paid them to get there, like probably paid for their flights, paid for the hotels and stuff like that. Now, the only thing is, if you get your trip to CES sponsored by those companies, you probably owe them time in their booths. So then it becomes very much like you can't do whatever you want. You have to like meet, you know, go to specific meetings, cover a certain amount of their booth on your channel and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's something I definitely need to think about and plan out if I do CES next year. Just because, unless you're a big channel, small, like medium-sized channel. I keep on saying smaller, but I mean to say medium. Medium-sized channels, like above 100,000. If you cover stuff at CES, viewership on it is typically pretty bad. Like I see channels, let's say with 100,000+ subs. If they do like a CES video, they'll typically get like under 10,000 views or something, which long-term hurts the channel. So it's kind of like, you gotta, I guess, be strategic about it. So Larry off the grid, what's up, Larry? You saw some videos with the Hyte Y40. I think we talked about that last week, right? And that when they first announced it, I could have sworn I pulled it up on stream last week, and I said it looked like a 3D printer. But yeah, the Hyte Y40, definitely a lot of people have been talking about it. Joe Panico or Panico. Hello, Danny. How are you doing tonight, young man? I'm doing good, Joe. How are you doing? What's up, Luis? How you doing? Not sure if CES had the new EK AIOs. I'm looking forward to. Thanks for the content. For sure. No worries. Thanks for the viewership. Well, what about the NV7 case from Phanteks? Yeah, so actually, let me pull that up right now. So today's gonna be a pretty chill stream. In terms of tech news, I just saw Jay's 2 cents post a video like 40 minutes ago, and the first thing I saw on there was like MSI Afterburner might stop development. So I might have to go check that out, because that MSI Afterburner is a very important program to me. That's how I do all my benchmarking. That's how, when you watch my gameplay footage with the active numbers, all that I set up through MSI Afterburner Riva Tuner. If they take away MSI Afterburner, it also affects anyone out there who overclocks their graphics cards using MSI Afterburner. Sure, you can use other programs and stuff, but I feel like MSI Afterburner is one of the most common programs that people use to overclock, so yeah. It has to do with the developer. Okay, did you already watch the video, Kale? It's saying just drama with the payment to the dev. Interesting. Okay, so I definitely watched that. Yeah, there are other programs that you can use aside from Afterburner that can plug into Riva Tuner. You can use like Hardware Info, Hardware Monitor. There's a bunch of other ones, but MSI Afterburner is just what I've been using pretty much since I started the channel, and I'm super familiar with being able to make it do what I want. So yeah, the news about Afterburner. Yeah, so and this is one of the things that Jay usually likes to do. I haven't watched the video, so I can't further comment on it, but we know Jay sometimes jumps the gun on some of these stories, so I'll have to look into it and see what goes on about it. Joe says, I found your $100 new graphics card. Yeah, so that was the video that released this past weekend. The $100 graphics card video, to be an interesting option. Yeah, like I said in the video, I think there is a place in the market for it, which is why I think it's kind of doing pretty good on Amazon. You have to think, like, not everyone is a deal hunter that is willing to go on OfferUp or Craigslist and stuff to pick up stuff. Buying on Amazon is such a big convenience that even I would consider buying one of those RX 580s in a pinch if I needed to build a budget rig with a $100-ish graphics card. 120 now, because the price went up because it was popular, so yeah. Hope to jump back in later. Yeah, for sure. Go get your grocery shopping done, Gary. You know, real life first. Real life, then my streams, then everything else. Bob says, hey Danny, I loved watching LAN Party Stories. For sure. Thank you for the support on the LAN Party Stories. So, alright, so someone just mentioned the N7 case by Phanteks. So I'm down to pull up whatever you guys all want to pull up. I do want to pull up some stuff that caught my interest. The Deepcool digital LED coolers was one that I found really interesting, and that's something that I've actually been asking for a year or two now. Let's see. Let me log into Twitter and everything so I can pull it up. Let's see. Settings, display. Bam. Okay. UFD Tech also said rip Afterburner. Okay. I mean, Afterburner, I feel like it's too popular of a program to just be gone like that. There's no way. And also, if you have older versions of Afterburner, those should work, right? I don't believe it requires any internet connectivity. So I need to go right now, go download every version of Afterburner and keep an archive of it just so I can have it and still use it. I don't believe Afterburner syncs to the internet in any way. Not, at least not for my use cases. Kevin says, I just got home 5 minutes for your stream. Yeah, I know. Whenever I have to. So the reason, so I'm busy tomorrow, so that's why I can't stream tomorrow. So I could have streamed yesterday or today, but I just figured why not try Tuesday out. The last time I had to reschedule, I did Monday. But on Tuesdays and Monday, I have my WoW raids at 6:30, so that's why I had to not only move the day, but the time slot. So Tuesday is when WoW raids reset, and our guild runs on Tuesday. Who Jason Whitmer, one of the mods for the channel and Discord, is also one of my guildies. Verge said, what do you mean by DC on Afterburner? Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing? I mean, so, yeah, Jonathan Talks Hardware says, I need to download Afterburner 2 before the page shuts down. I have random MSI Afterburner versions downloaded all over the place on different external drives, different, boot drives and things like that. But I need to put them onto, like, my NAS or something that will never get touched or deleted. So Darnell Ray says, I stopped using Afterburner a month ago. Why did you stop? Let's actually take a look at MSI Afterburner real quick. MSI Afterburner. So MSI Afterburner, the most used graphics card software for a good reason. It's reliable. That's true. I agree with this. So we took a look at the website. Let me actually go download it right now. I'm going to download that. Just make sure I have a version. Okay. So let's look at the news about it though. The Verge. I'm not going to pull up Jay's video just because watching videos on stream for me is like, like the volume's always weird and I don't want to get copyright striked if there's like some matching. So future of PC Mag, PC Gamer, and Extreme Tech. Lots of articles within the last day or a few, or even like half day. Vintrix says, is the 5600X a good CPU for a 6700XT? Yeah, it is. That's like, right, that is a good pairing right there. Like, the 5600X is very versatile in terms of you can pair it with, I would comfortably pair it with something as low as a 6600 before considering the drop the CPU down. So 5600X, you can go with 6600, 6600 XT, or 50XT, 6700 XT, and in some cases, I think you can make it work with the 6800 XT before starting to worry about potentially upgrading your CPUs. So yeah, there's a wide range of GPUs that are compatible with that CPU, just as there's a wide range of CPUs that are compatible with the 6700 XT. You could use a lot of different CPUs with it. So don't get too caught up in having the perfect pairing of CPU and GPU. So long as you're not running like a 2nd gen Ryzen 3 APU with a 6700 XT, like a 2200G or something, you're for the most part fine. Yes, that is a good point. William Evans says, the 5600 price to performance wise, you save like what, $30? What is the price right now on it? So if you go on Amazon, 5600X, I know the price on Newegg or Micro Center might be different, but a 5600X right now is $200. Maybe we should go to Newegg. 5600X, wow, So it is 160 here, but isn't the 5600 like 130 right now? So yeah, it's 134. So the difference in performance between them is less than the difference in price if you look at it on a percentage basis. So yeah, the 5600 is kind of the go-to right now from 5th gen, like kind of more budgety Ryzen stuff. Yeah, this would be the buy, because for, I guess 160 isn't too bad, 162 on Newegg, but if you were to get this Amazon one, which is not a good deal, let's see, why is it 199? Who's selling this? This is sold by Wafer. That's interesting. So is Amazon just like low on stock? Where's the alternative sellers? So if you look on here, you can get a new one. Company of Heroes game offer with purchase. Okay. Oh, what? Yo, does anyone know why? As an Amazon user for this long, I feel like I still don't understand why Amazon does the stuff that they do. This is the first search that came up on Amazon for the 5600X. On the main page, it's a third-party seller selling it for more than what it's actually going for from other sellers. It's this for $199. Why is it that I have to go down to the new and used section to find the new one for $162, which is way cheaper, and this one is sold by Amazon? Look at this. Like, Amazon, you're screwing yourself over. That happens a lot. It takes a couple of hours to update when Amazon posts a new listing. Not sure why. Yeah, this is strange. You would think that Amazon would want to be the one selling the stuff that they are holding on to as over like a third party, unless for some reason they make more money off the third party. But yeah, I wonder if there's something like on the back end where, since the third party is marking it up so much, the cut that Amazon gets, they make more margin than this one. Anyway, this is annoying to see. Yeah. So, anyways, 5600. I mean, you're not really going wrong with the 5600X, especially since it comes with the Company of Heroes 3, I guess, if you care about that game, or if you can resell it for $30 or more. This Company of Heroes included bundle. But yeah. So back to MSI Afterburner. Developer calls software probably dead. Interesting. MSI says not so fast. Okay. So I'm just gonna read this. Gamers tend to fall into certain camps when it comes to supporting brands, platforms, and smaller shops like RGB. However, one thing is universal acknowledgement across brand and platform lines. MSI Afterburner is the best software for overclocking. It works on any GPU. That is true, yeah. And can be used for a myriad of scenarios, from overclocking to undervolting to system monitoring. That's what I care about the most. Honestly, overclocking, it's fun, but yeah, for the most part, the gains are usually not the hugest. Sadly, now that the software's future might be in doubt thanks to the surprising culprit, the war in Ukraine. Okay, that was not what I would have guessed. 5700X and the 6650 XT, is that a good pair? That works I'm assuming, do you want a game? If you want a game, you don't need a 5700X. You can save money by getting the 5600 like we just talked about. Now, if you're doing other stuff, specifically that you need more cores and threads, then this still works. It'll be good for gaming and whatever other workload that you have that requires more cores and threads. But yeah, that a lot of people, when they ask, especially like in the Discord or on Twitter or YouTube comments, a lot of people say, is this a good pairing? I never respond back to saying that is a great or perfect pairing or anything like that. I usually say that works fine. Because that's the truth. It works fine. I think there's a mindset of people having to get the perfect pairing of things, and I don't want to mislead people by saying, no, that's not a good pairing or that's a bad pairing. In most cases, things work fine. There's more optimal ways to like spend your money sometimes, but yeah. Without knowing like the full details of what people are going to use their systems for, I go with the safe answer. Yep, that works fine. Like, I have no issues with that. I could recommend that pairing. Those kinds of responses. Okay, so Afterburner, the sole developer behind Afterburner is a Russian citizen, and sanctions have apparently made it impossible for MSI to pay him. You have to find something else to work on soon if you can't pay bills. Yo. So that's the reason. After news broke, MSI did damage control, saying it's trying to resolve the situation ASAP. Yeah, so if the reason is because he can't get paid due to being in Russia, I'm sure there are so many other ways. You know, I guess it's good that like creators like Jay and UFD and these articles are being written, because as soon as people read stuff like this, my first thought is, do we need to open this person a Patreon? What's their PayPal donation link? Etc. Like, let's get this person paid. I would easily donate to this. Just because of how much usage of MSI Afterburner I've gotten. So, okay. After reading this, I'm not too concerned about the future of MSI Afterburner. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure as a community, we will find a way to get this person their money. Those payment methods aren't available, dude. Are we gonna have to pay someone to like hand deliver, like courier style it to them, like just straight bricks of cash? Is the C650 gold for, yeah, the C650 gold, that's either a B or actually, let's take a look at the tier list. Yeah, 50 bucks, 600 watt power supply. That's not D tier or below. That is a good deal, even if it is C tier. But let's take a look. Honestly, there's so many freaking let's see. So NZXT C golds 2020 variants are A tier, but let's just assume worst case scenario and it's not A tier. Let's say it's the new 2022 revision. You're still looking at, oh, that one is also A tier as well. I could have sworn there's a gold version in the B tier. C bronze. Oh, then you're good. Yeah, NZXT C650 gold for 50 bucks. That is a really good deal. Let's take a look at power supply prices. Just to get like a level set with this. Why did that just come? I like to use EVGA as kind of like a reference point. Because EVGA has so many products up and down the tier list. Like, they have high-end units, mid-tier, and then like kind of low-end bad ones. But let's see, a lot of these ones are either B or C tier. Like this white one, I'm pretty sure is like a D or E tier. But so power supply prices are still kind of high right now. You know, the Asus Tough, that was a popular one for a while until their prices kind of gone up. But Asus Tough, yeah, like the 750 is $100, so those aren't the cheapest. CX650s are pretty good too. Let's see what these are going for. CX650s, whoa, okay. Yeah, power supplies, no price on there, right? Yeah, so 90 bucks for a 751 right here. But this one, okay, why is this in a different language all of a sudden? Do they not just have the great? Oh, here, 400 bucks. Come on, yo, what's up with the stock right now? Nightflower Film says, you know what caught my interest? Wait, caught me interest, me boy? LAN party, baby. Heck yeah. Oh, yo, what up, Sean? How you doing, man? Hope to see you at the LAN party in March. Make sure you get everything in order for you to be there. I was like, who is this person? That's Sean from the LAN party stories. You haven't seen him in a couple of them because he's been all over the place. But yeah, let's hope we see him at the March LAN. Heck yeah. Okay, so we talked about MSI Afterburner. Let's go into CES, which I think Mark posted there's Mark and Ozzy. Those are two very good looking people, man. If I was in that shot, I would ruin it. Okay, mark on a motorcycle. Where are those things? I don't think we talked about this last week, did we? Where is... Ah, here we go. Yeah, so Deepcool.
CPU coolers. And why I'm kind of excited about that...
where's that? Oh, he didn't show a close-up on these.
Actually cost that.
I'm just gonna pull up the Deepcool website. LCD air cooler. Yeah, that is Scatterbolt. Mark has been doing that rugged look. Same with, you know, like same with Linus and stuff like that. Deepcool. Did they put the L is it LCD? Yeah, I think it's the LCD one. Here it is. New digital AIOs. Okay, here we go. I guess there's not a lot of actual like product pages on Deepcool's website, it looks like. But what do you guys think of these? So this is something that, when did I first tweet it out? I'm not saying that I came up with the idea, because obviously Deepcool has been, they probably thought of this a while ago, but this was my original tweet apparently back in April 2021. So I said, okay, hear me out. Temperature displays like the ones we see on AIOs, but for air coolers. And yes, I'm fully aware you can do the Raspberry Pi screen thingy, but nobody wants to do that. We want it just built in, plug and play, easy. So yeah, basically take this and put it on top of, because there's so much surface area on a lot of these air coolers, right? Deepcool, I think, is not fully there yet. I was hoping it would be an actual display panel, kind of like what we see here on like Corsair coolers and things like that. I think theirs is kind of fixed numbers. So if we go to this product page, where is it? Yeah, so if we look at this. Oh, no, stop it. Zoom in. This is not letting me zoom in. I'm going to have to copy the image address, go into here, and then we can zoom in. Yeah, so if we look at these, you can't fully customize the display, so you are fixed with, like, I think this percentage sign, which you can barely see, so let me zoom in. So I'll zoom in on what this digital display looks like, right? That percentage sign looks like it's going to be fixed there the whole time, as are these numbers, like on one of, like, old school digital clocks, where, like, you can't do anything outside of these fixed like bars for the numbers. This is still pretty cool, and I guess this usage meter too that goes up here. I think this is really cool, but I'm waiting for a company to be able to do one of these types of displays where you could customize it a lot and get maybe multiple like CPU and GPU on here and things like that. But what are y'all's thoughts on this? And price-wise, how much more would you be willing to pay for an LCD panel like this on an already existing cooler? Like, what markup would you pay? CES this year feels meh for me, says M. Tafiq. What? I'm trying to think. I'm not sure if any other CESs really wooed or wowed me, so I can't really speak relative to like past years how this CES made me feel. Rad Roadbot says, I don't like AIOs. I am typically a fan of air coolers over AIOs. So this is a nice step to like people who used to like want those LCD screens in like an air cooler. So just under 100 would be $100. I mean, most of these coolers are what, like 60, 50, 60, 70 bucks. So assuming $100, that's like, could be up to like a $40-ish premium. KL130 says, I'll be right back changing my computers. Got a new mouse after you dropped your old one and it broke. I would replace my AIO with one of those. Yeah. So like for me, I can't get off of an AIO just because I have like an ITX system and I don't have the clearance, like this clearance height. Let me zoom back out. Yeah, so they don't have any low profile coolers because obviously you would be blocking the fan. So they only have it for these like tower style coolers. Kelikona says they were saying the new Assassin cooler is going to be about 100 without the digital display. Okay, so 100 without digital display. So how much would you pay for one with digital display? I'm thinking maybe 25 bucks more. It's kind of tough because I have no idea how much it costs a company to put this in. The big one you think is like 100 bucks? Yeah. So hopefully it's the same fixed price. Like let's say this one's like a $30 cooler, $40 cooler, $100. I hope that the LCD screen is like a 20 bucks increase across the board and not like dependent on the cooler, but we'll see what the pricing looks like once they finally are released. You think the price? Yeah, so if the price increase makes them the cost of an AIO, that's a hard sell. I guess it depends. Like, so I'm sure like this one performs as good as a lot of 240, if not better than 240 AIOs. Company dependent and radiator size dependent, of course, but yeah. Bob says, I'm in 1 a.m. in the UK. I should be asleep. I have stuff to do. Yo, go to sleep, Bob. The stream, the VODs are always on the channel. If you want to, you can always go to, let's see. So, yeah, like, the good thing now is that YouTube actually separates videos and shorts and lives. So, yeah, all the lives, like, all of the streams, they're all here. So you can always watch them after the fact. Also, I've been trying to up my shorts game. I have a shorts coming up on Friday. But yeah, the good thing that I've been liking a lot about the YouTube shorts is that I can make like little videos or progress updates in between full-fledged videos, which take way more time. Like one of the shorts coming up is like, it has to do with my shelf back there. So yeah, it's a good way to still have a creative outlet without putting in like 10, 20, 30 hours into a video. Like a shorts, literally, I've been taking less than like 15, 20, 30 minutes on them. And it's been a really nice way to like pump out more additional content. So I've been liking the shorts. I don't think I'll ever go to TikTok though, or Instagram, just because, yeah, my followings on there are way too small. Does anyone know a good budget case with good airflow? We could definitely take a look at that after we talk a little bit more about CES stuff. But okay, someone was talking about the NV7 case from Phanteks. I think that was that Jonathan Talks Hardware? So let's take a look at, let's see, BPS Customs. Whose channel? Let's look at Brian from BPS Customs. Let's take a look at what. Yeah, Montech is definitely a good budget option that always comes pre-populated with fans, if not ARGB fans. So check out Montech stuff. There's a lot. William Evans, I will be checking stream submissions after I get through all this. So let me actually take a look right now. Stream submissions. So we have people posting some. Okay, the liquid cooler. That's actually I think we saw this deal one of the weeks back, but okay, let me skip this ad. Skip trial for YouTube Premium. So we're talking about the NV7, right? Is that it? Oh, okay. So sorry, I'm still having to remember all the names of the new stuff that has been announced or is releasing. So the NV7. Actually, let's watch it with volume. Let me know how the volume is.
It is quite the looker. The NV7 is made as a showcase for your PC hardware, and Phanteks has done a couple of really interesting things here to make sure that everything that you buy is on full display. The interior of the case features a motherboard tray that is recessed and almost flush with the power supply shroud at the top. What this means is everything kind of looks uniform, and I think they said that they wanted it to look like a picture. I think they've kind of achieved that
Jonathan
look
Talks
with
Hardware,
the
you're buying that
solid
for your
border
PC,
around
nice.
the top
It's
and
a good
on the
looking
side.
case. I'll
And
give
you
it
also
that.
have this strip of RGB lighting that runs around the motherboard tray. Now this motherboard
So if you look at this,
tray actually
it's got
has
so that's where the motherboard is. It's got yeah, there's a lot like built around it. This just makes me think it's a big case because of like how big, like large this area is where apparently the PSU is. But it gives you plenty of room for like stuff like this for like hard bending. So
really cool couple of features that we're going to check out on this case over there. But I wanted to point the camera at the white one first because it just looks so damn cool. Now the case itself actually does have quite the unique appearance, especially if you look at it from this angle because, well, it's kind of tilted. Check that out. Phanteks actually built the case like this for one purpose, and that is airflow around back. This gap back here is actually pretty massive. It's almost 2.5 inches, whereas around front, where you get the more aesthetic side, everything actually looks pretty minimal. But because they've actually built the case like this, it allows these bottom fans, which could be 120s or 140s, to pull in a lot of air from around back, and then that's where your airflow comes from, either from the bottom or from the side. Here's a look at the black version of the...
That's pretty interesting, that kind of ramped design for the bottom airflow. Let me take a look at that again. How do I feel about this? I'm trying to think of, like, when you're plugging stuff into this, would you ever, because, you know, we're so used to plugging in things perfectly horizontal or vertical. I wonder if it'll take some time getting used to this.
Comes from either from the bottom up there. This cable, which is unique.
All right, so we'll take a look at the backside cases now. See how much.
And
oh no, this is the front side.
Actually maybe the most interesting part of it to me. There are a couple of features in here which are really unique, including these panels, this and this, which are easily removable to allow you better access to your hardware and make it easier to work inside of the case. So for instance, if you're having trouble accessing your EPS cable, which is coming down from the top.
Which, by the way, let me link this to you all so that you can either run it in the background or watch the full thing later. I want to support any of the creators that took the time to make these videos. And if I'm showing the video to like 100 people, I want you all to also click on it and at least run it in the background while we watch this so that Brian can get his views too.
You can actually just take this, pop it out, and then you have access to all of the cable pass-through holes up there. Similarly, this piece, which I'm not going to do with one hand, can actually be removed and flipped, and then you have longer access for bigger motherboard. Power supply is tension paid to the back side of this case. Obviously, the power supply is going to be mounted up top, and that means the cables come out and down. Well,
that's a lot of space. In terms, look at. I don't think you would use this space for anything else. I don't see any like hard 2.5 inch tray mounts or anything like that. So this is a lot of space to tuck extra cables or long cables if you use extensions or stuff like that. So this is what I like cases that have a lot of room where you don't feel like you're just bunching stuff up. You know, a lot of normally designed cases. You have like your power supply shroud or basement in the bottom. You have your power supply. It comes out and boom, it instantly hits like the 3.5 inch spinning mechanical hard drive trays. Almost every single case does that. So stuff like this is good to see.
Out and down. Well, if you want better control of them, you now have both vertical and horizontal Velcro straps to help you with cable management.
Tons of Velcro straps, which is always a nice thing to see. And kind of like the more premium brand cases, not like Montech, they might give you some Velcro straps in the box, but a lot of the times they just have like zip tie down points and stuff.
Now this door right here opens up.
Anyone know the price on this, by the way? He might talk about it in the video, but if you guys saw, let me know what the price of this thing is gonna be.
And you could put two 2.5 inch SSDs in this space. And then this door down here opens up as well. 220
bucks?
I'm pretty sure.
That's pricey.
And you can put 4 more 2.5 inch drives there, or 2. A lot neater when you have it on your desk. Again, contributing to that showcase look. Everything up and open, and we see not a traditional backside.
Interesting on the backside here.
But this is a door that swings open, and you can easily just pop it off. It's on hinges. You could just lift it if you need to. But this actually just covers everything up and makes it look a lot neater when you have.
I wonder how much more the case costs because of this. I'm trying to think, do I care about covering the backside of my PC case? I don't think I do. Do any of you care? Let's run a poll. We haven't run a poll tonight yet. Do you care to cover up the backside of your PC? Like in the NV7? Yes or no? Yeah, it seems a little extra, unless, I don't know, am I missing something? Larry off the grid says not a fan of the rear door if you have limited room behind your PC. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of it. I'm just trying to think, like, utility wise, what would I use this for? I know, I do understand that this is a showcase PC, right? It's meant to look beautiful or good or whatever. But has anyone ever looked at, like, even when I post like nice photos of builds that I do, if I ever showed the backside, I don't know if I've ever thought it to be ugly. The door has mesh. Yeah, so my issue isn't with whether or not there's airflow through here. Yeah, this is fine. It's like a mesh, just like the what normal cases have in the front. I'm just trying to think of, like, how useful is this? I don't know. Most of the time, my PC, when I have it either on the floor, on a desk or something, the backside faces the wall. So you will never really see the backside unless you stick your head up against the wall, like, as close as possible, trying to, like, look behind. I'm trying to think of other use cases of maybe people who put their PCs on their desks, like, sideways, so that you do see, like, the front parallel to you, and then the side is the back. Where do the cables run? So it looks like the cables run right down here. So wow, they have, like, channels and everything to catch the cables, and then they'll run kind of out through the bottom side. So
Have it on your desk. Again, contributing to that showcase look. So you're going to have a lot of cables that are going to be coming from either your I/O or from your power supply, and Phanteks has included these little cable routing channels.
These would be pretty cool even if the back door was in here. Like, if cases came with stuff like this, so that you could at least guide your cables to your monitor or to the wall outlet or stuff like that, I think this would be pretty cool.
Allow you to make sure that everything
But
is
wow,
nice
they come out in, like, you can make it so that your cables come out in, like, parallel channels almost. So this is all pretty cool. The doors, though, I don't know.
So
maybe I'll come around to it eventually.
You don't have a mess of...
I could probably... I have a contact at Phanteks. I don't know what build I would do this with. This is also very not a budget case. So if I ever did, like, a review video on this case, I feel like people are gonna complain. Like, why are you looking at $220 cases? Okay, so according to the polls so far, out of all the votes, more than 80% of the people say they do not care about covering up the backside of the PC. So yeah, I mean, this is a high-end case. It's probably, I feel like it would be kind of more of a niche thing. If not, you could always remove the door. I'm just curious how much the door costs, just because
cables coming out the back of your otherwise beautiful
When
PC.
I see stuff, I'm like, okay, that's cool. How much does it cost, and why does it cost that much?
Another cool thing here, you have Deepcool in March, $85 for a 3-pack, either black or
Are these
white.
the magnetic fans?
Now,
Phanteks
I
saw
black
people
for.
showing.
Another cool thing here is that you'll see that I'm going to pick up one of these, and all three are going to come up in my hand because they are connected. They don't come connected, they actually come as single fans, but included in the 3-fan pack, you're going to get these little connectors. They're going to allow you to basically make this into a single unit.
Dude, there's so many... Who was the first company that did this? Was it the Lee & Lee Unifans? Do you guys know? I don't know off the top of my head. But let's just say it was the Lee & Lee Unifans. I feel like at CES I saw... This isn't the only company that did this. There was one that had only a magnetic connector style thing. And I think, again, Scattervolt or Mark showed it off as well. When he showed it off, though, it wasn't working perfectly. Let me see if I can find it. Was it Arctic? Which Arctic set of fans? Where is it at? Come on. Oh, here it is. Thermaltake. Yeah, so when Mark was doing this, look at... That one was like, he had to wiggle it a bit. So, so I wonder how often that will either connect or disconnect. Because it doesn't have such a hard latching mechanism, kind of like what it looks like the Phanteks one has. Yeah, Lee & Lee's, it has a slot and they, like, slide together, right? So, I mean, these types of fans are really nice because if you've ever worked with a computer that had like, I don't know, more than 5 or 6 ARGB connectors, you'll know how annoying it is that per fan you get 2 wires coming out. I mean, come on. If you fill up like a higher end case with fans, that's including 3 in the front, 3 on top, maybe some on the bottom or some on the side, that could be like 10 fans times 2 is 20 cables. So you definitely want stuff like this to bunch them as a group. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so NV7, pretty interesting. Did they have a release date on it? I mean, my cable management, depending on the build, can sometimes be pretty bad because of things like this. So, let's see. All right. So, what other products from CES did you all see that caught your eye? Vintrix says, I found a 3090 for $640, but there's 100% something wrong with it because the 39 for that low is wild. No? Is that? I don't know. I think 3090s could actually be going for that price. Let me see. 640, huh? No, I think some people are just offloading their cards. They could be mining cards, things like that. But let's see what the reference is in all of the US on eBay. Where is used? For a used 3090, you could find, this one is, what's the buy it now price? This one is, oh, you can buy this one now for $700 plus 35 shipping. So $640, if you're buying that in a local area like Craigslist where their seller's not paying fees, they're not paying shipping, I think $640, I think that's just like a good deal that you could be getting. I don't think there's something wrong with it. If we're seeing prices like, then the price kind of goes up pretty fast though. Gigabyte Project Stealth. All right, William Evans, let's do that. Is that the... That's the thing where like all the cables are routed through the sides and the back and stuff like that, where you can't see anything, right? All right, did anyone have a video on that? Who else can we support on here? CES 2023. All right, let's see what are the top videos. We got Paul. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. So like Paul is a big channel and his video's been out for 4 days, and let's see if Gigabyte sponsored his trip or if he just covered it because he wanted to.
A diaper this leak free?
Paul did it. Let's see. Gigabyte Project Stealth is back. Okay, where's the sponsorship? Okay, skip this ad. Yep. So Gigabyte. So, I mean, nothing against any creator who goes sponsored to CES. I was just connecting it back to the point that I was making. Like, when you have these sponsors, you owe them time at their booth. You owe them content to be made out of it, which you could argue is a small price to pay, but. I mean, Paul's videos usually get more than 50,000 views over 4 days. So it's just, I feel like unless you're like a Gamers Nexus style channel, viewership would drop for CES coverage. Yeah, Vintrix, definitely check it out. If you could bring a test rig, at least bluff, like, you know, what's it called? Ask them if you could test it to see if they back off or anything or get nervous. Because if there's something wrong with the card, most people would try to call off the deal. But if you can bring a PC to test, that's always the safest thing. But yeah, that price I think is totally reasonable. It's just considered a good deal. Riot Noob says, thanks for your help finish. Oh, your build. Did you submit into the build showcase? Because if you did, we could pull it up. Riot Noob. Are you in here, Riot Noob, on the Discord? If you're not, be sure to post some pictures and we can check it out. Okay, so this is the Project Stealth.
Cooler Master, Kioxia, Gigabyte, and Asus. I'm visiting Gigabyte. Look at this. We got the Gigabyte
stuff. He's looking at graphics cards.
But let's ignore all that for just a moment and take a look at Asus.
Stealth 500 case.
Here's a native connector there. And last in line, we have this behemoth right here. This is actually a combo unit. So it's a case a motherboard, a graphics card, and this is the updated Stealth 500 DIY PC kit. Now you may or may not be familiar with a somewhat infamous video that was posted over on the Linus Tech Tips channel with an earlier version of the Stealth. Now the Stealth is meant to basically hide all of your cables. So you can probably see here from the front, you can't see any cables. There's no 24 pin right there. There's no supplemental CPU power up there.
So I've seen Project Stealth again, like he said, on Linus's channel when they first announced it. I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts on this, just based on what you see now. So I'm gonna clarify before sending the poll out. So I'm gonna ask you, do you like the idea of Project Stealth? Or the concept, rather. And that concept is having 0 cables. You still have cables, it's just all... The way that the motherboard, the graphics card and stuff is created, all the connectors are like back-facing or side-facing, so that it could be hidden. Like for the motherboard, stuff will go into the side where this cover's blocking. You see back here on the graphics card, you still plug in the graphics card with the PCIe like 8 and 6-pin cables. It just goes through the back of the motherboard so you don't see it. Now, here's the thing. I think that cable management serves an aesthetic purpose in a PC build. Being able to choose either like Lee and Lee streamers, I'm gonna ask the question now, so I'm curious what your all's thoughts are, and let me know in the chat. I like it when I'm trying to really do an aesthetic build. The ability to choose like custom sleeve cables, because those look really nice. If you like the Lee and Lee streamers, and just the art of building a PC while having good cable management, I think that is kind of like a skill you can almost show off, right? Like when people take their aesthetic pictures of builds on Instagram and stuff, and they show off the backside of cable management and the front side, it looks clean. I think maybe this is like an old head way of thinking, but I think the cables definitely serve a purpose aesthetically. So I don't know if I really like this Project Stealth idea. What are your guys' thoughts? Let's look at the votes. So do you like the concept of Project Stealth from Gigabyte? So most people are thinking opposite of me. Most people say yes. Let's see what people have to say. Gabe C says gimmicky. Interesting. Justin Alexander says it's gonna make the build look incomplete, but it's neat. Okay, looks clean, good for newcomers. Okay. Let's see where else. Oh, Chris says I was actually off work last week during CES. Didn't go to CES still, having to completely fund myself. Then the low amount. Yeah, I mean, it's the same for me too. If I went to CES, I don't even know if I could like work in a fully sponsored trip. I may still have to cover stuff myself and still owe booth time for this like partial sponsored coverage. So yeah, honestly, the reason why I would want to go to CES, tech is cool and stuff, but what it seems like when I was watching and following all the content creators on Twitter, they loved getting together with other content creators. CES and other events like it, like LTX, it is the perfect excuse to get away, to go hang out with other content creators. And I guess viewers too, because I think some like events like LTX, right, the viewers go to it. So it's a good chance to physically meet up as opposed to just always being camera screen type of interaction. So yeah, but Chris, I mean, same thing. I would be scared to post like 7 CES videos in a row, all of them getting like underperformed, and then my channel gets put in the hole for like 6 months. But let's see, thoughts about Project Stealth though. Zia, yeah, I can't make tomorrow. I couldn't stream tomorrow, Wednesday, so that's why I have to do today. Tater tots. Project Stealth can cut PC build budget, and the rest of the budget can... Whoa. No. I don't think this is true. Don't you think the Project Stealth stuff is gonna cost a premium? Like this special motherboard, this special graphics card, this special case that has to be built all around this concept of Project Stealth. I mean, unless I didn't watch the full video yet, right? But I'm only gonna guess this is gonna cost more than typical components, unless I'm wrong. Let me know if I am wrong. Okay.
There are no
video.
connectors for the graphics card here. That's because all of them are positioned on the back side of the card or on the back side of the motherboard. From the back of the motherboard, you can see not just the power connectors, but along the entire bottom of the board, all of the I/O connectivity, USB connectors, even the SATA ports are back there, and that allows you to plug everything in back behind the motherboard, and they're all, of course, specifically labeled. So even if you're new to PC building, it's fairly easy to plug those connectors.
I'm curious though, like, does Gigabyte have a patent on this or something like that? Do they have the rights to it? Would other companies hop on? I mean, like, you have to plan this out compatibility wise. Like the case and the motherboard, pretty much everything has to be planned intentionally so that all the slots does have room for stuff like this, which is back facing. So I'm curious, like, let's say this does start rolling out and becoming more popular. It seems initially you're going to be stuck to using Aorus or Gigabyte motherboards with Aorus or Gigabyte, I guess Aorus cases.
Connectors in the right place. But back to that.
Main Gear has the patent, but they did a deal
video
with
that was
Gigabyte.
posted by Linus with an earlier version of the Stealth. They said, you know, the case they opted for that one wasn't ideal. The airflow was impeded. In Linus's video, he actually cut some big holes in the front of it. They've gone with a completely different chassis here. You might notice it is significantly larger. And Gigabyte has assured us that they've run extensive tests on these to make sure that the airflow is going to be good in this case. So apart from having really nice, neat cables, or I guess lack of cables,
do they have one
you're also going to have, you know, a system that can perform well as well, which
I forgot.
is
Here,
a pretty key element
be sure
of the
to
performance.
show all your
and
support.
Look, it's got a CES 2023 Innovation Award. And obviously they would not bequeath this system with that award if it was not up to...
Do these Deepcool coolers get innovation awards? I hope they do, because I think I'm more excited about this, honestly, than Project Stealth.
Par. Gigabyte also makes a wide selection of laptops.
Yep, that was all Stealth coverage. So yeah, so people... Okay, so the voting split has changed a little bit. More people do like the idea of Project Stealth than not. But there is a fair amount, 40% of the votes that came in anyways, that said no. So the more hidden the cables, the harder it will be to fix things. I don't really think that's the case, because you can always pull the back panel off. Let me try to think. Yeah, actually, let me go back to Paul's video real quick. So we go to Paul's. So where's the back side? So here's the back. There's the graphics card connectors and everything. Yeah, I don't think this makes it that much harder to access everything. You could still see all the ports pretty easily. Like, all this could be pulled off if you needed to disconnect and remove something. It does make it a little bit more of a pain to have to also do... Like, right now, if I want to take a graphics card out of a PC build, right? I just open the front panel, disconnect the connectors, and then boom, pop it out. This just requires the extra step of pulling open the back side, which could get annoying depending on how much you like play around with your system. But I don't think it would make it that much more difficult. Hey, what's up, one lad? So Joel's been in the Discord channel trying to figure out if his like PC case has all dead. Basically gave to my note. Huh. I forgot, Joel. Where did you get this Define R5 again? This isn't the one. You buy another one? Sorry, I haven't been following. Discord's been popping, and I've been kind of busy the last week. But you already had a Fractal case, right? And then you bought another one that has issues. With Project Stealth, you don't have to buy cable extension. That is true. But you also don't have any cables to show at all. Like, I wish they would have shown a fully lit up version. Like, all these computers are turned off. I wonder why.
A motherboard.
Like, why not have one of these up and running so that we could see with the LEDs and lights in there what this would look like on your desk? Because right now, yeah, it looks clean with nothing in the chambers, but I wish they would have fully, you know, kitted this thing out to give us an idea of what it would look like without cables and not like halfway built like this. Thanks for the reminder, Extreme Zone. You also changed your profile picture, it looks like. D-Man PC1 says, I don't buy cable extensions anyway. Thermaltake different case layout. Yeah, let's pull that up next. I don't buy oh, by the way, so it's been an hour in the stream. I do have a hard cutoff at 6:30. So as we approach that, like 6:15ish, can y'all remind me, or Kevin? What is Project Stealth? This Project Stealth, we just went through it, but you must have just gotten here. And Enzirin is basically a design choice for components and PC cases where cables aren't shown because they are all routed through the backside. So it's all hidden. There's no cables. Like normally GPU connectors would be up front here or on the side, but now it's on the back. Same as the fan headers and everything else, all through the back. So it's really going to limit the graphics card you can get for it. Also, well, no, you can still get a normal graphics card. Okay, so here's one thing I didn't even just realize till you brought this up, Spathy. If you wanted to, you could get a normal graphics card because it's not like they still have the grommeted holes here. So you can still route cables to the front if you wanted to. And I guess all the other headers, like the fan headers and SATA connectors and things like that, USB 3, those are all going to the back at least. But for the major ones, I guess you are going to be missing out on that gigantic 24-pin custom cables if you like that look. But for graphics cards, you could still use normal graphics cards. You still have normal holes you could route stuff through, so yeah. And then this graphics card definitely is going to have troubles working in another case unless you get those 90-degree adapters that shoot them downwards or something. Which, actually, now that you bring this up, JG Wright, that is kind of an interesting topic. Let's see, 90-degree 8-pin PCIe adapter. So they make these, where are they at? Not those. I guess, what the heck? Where's all the 90-degree ones? Why are these all flipped back? So I'm trying to look at the adapters. Kind of like this one, except I want 90-degree. Kind of like this one right here. Except for PCIe 6 and 8-pin. Most of them, for whatever reason, they're doing this flippy thing, which I guess might work too. But I just want one that bends 90. I am surprised it is this hard to find right now. But yeah, if that's the case, you can buy 90-degree PCIe adapter. You could buy one of these, then you could shoot it either up or downwards, and then put cables in, I think. Just based on... It depends. There might not be enough room to do that. It depends on the case, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Joel, that's the risk. Even if you know people, right? Like, unless you thoroughly test something out or know the person well enough. It sounds like you didn't really know this person that well. You did previous deals with them, which is a good thing to talk about too. Just because you had successful deals or are friendly with a person once in the past, unless they are like a longtime friend or someone that you've known for a while or, you know, family, then you got to keep your guard up for either like buying and selling or trading in the used market. Joel kind of got screwed over with the case that he got kind of, and the person ended up like kind of blocking him. So yeah. Okay, so someone said the new Thermaltake layout. Who did Thermaltake see? So we're gonna go back on and support some other creators by watching their stuff. Thermaltake CES 2023. All right, who covered Thermaltake? So we already watched Brian. So let's try to give the spotlight to other people. Kit Guru, Inwin. Interesting. Here's Trisha Hirschberger. Does she do normal content? I thought she's usually a host for stuff like other like channels, but Hardware Canucks. Okay, it's Phanteks. How come Thermaltake CES 2023 is not giving me that many results on the top. I might have to look at Kit Guru, which I like Kit Guru. So really, there's no other Thermaltake Think Computers. Let's support a small channel. Trisha is a new, well, no, Trisha, okay, so yeah, she's a new egg host. She also does stuff for Slick Deals. Trisha, that's why I thought she was more of a host. I didn't know she actually regularly posted content on her own personal channel. I've seen her on a lot of different stuff, but yeah. It's a short part interview, yeah. And Kingston, yeah, she did Kingston too. Okay, all right, so so Paul again, did no one else really cover Thermaltake? Or if so, did they not write good titles so that it popped up in the search? Here's the Hyte. Man, Brian from BPS Customs cranked out a lot of content. Wow. I've seen at least 5 or 6 of his videos from CES alone. And that was like less than a week. Okay, so Thermaltake, we are going to watch... we're gonna watch Think Computers. They are 31,000 subscribers, but they didn't have too many views on the video, so let's pump it up. Let's pump it up. Okay. Chris, Coalition Gaming, Chris, if you went to CES and you made videos, I would have pulled them up on stream and shared them with people. Isn't Thermaltake Jay's 2 cents favorite brand? Okay, but I can't tell if that's being sarcastic or not. Yeah, sorry about the ads being super loud. I think for some reason the volume reset. But Jay's 2 cents in Thermaltake. Alright, what's the drama with Jay and Thermaltake? Like I said, I don't watch every content creator, every single video from them. So this may have been something I've seen or like caught wind of secondhand, but I don't remember. Alright, so Think Computer.
With another CES 2023 video, and today we're going to be talking about Thermaltake. They had a bunch of new cases and some really cool fans that they showed us.
Okay.
It's big. It's pretty wide.
C750 is the big boy. This is a huge
It's
case.
big. It's pretty wide as well. It's
Yeah.
gonna take up some desk space for sure.
Yeah, now this is going to support all the way up to extended ATX. Big motherboards, lots of room inside. You can do pretty much all 420
Yeah, up
rads,
to 420 millimeter rad.
front, bottom, back, and side. And then even on the top of the case, you have room for 2 140s as well. Lots of room, up to 14 fans in this. Right. One thing that's really cool about these cases too is that they orient the motherboard so your graphics card's kind of facing vertically down, which I think is really cool.
Okay.
Just gives you a different look, and I think it really makes this case look cool. And another thing that's cool about these cases is that they're that sort of dual compartment case where you have the main side of the case that shows through the side panel. That's going to have your motherboard.
What's up? On the stream? No, I'm good. Thank you, though. Melissa just bought some, kind of like the Mexican candy, where they like take normal American candy like Skittles and Starburst and gummy worms and stuff, and then they put in like that, like the tahini sauce and all that stuff. So she was like, "You want to eat some on stream?" I was like, "No, I'm good, thanks." But she's super excited for it to come in the mail. So,
board and your graphics card, and then on the other side you have your power supply and your your storage and all that kind of stuff. So you're really showing off that motherboard, which I really like. Now,
Brian, you guys want me to eat some? Babe, I think people are now asking about it and they say they love it. Can you bring some down? Just bring all of them, I guess. We can take a look at them. Are they spicy? I mean, I guess they are supposed to be spicy, but it's not like, jalapeno pepper seed spicy and stuff. But here, you can stay on this side. That's how much you bought? How much was this? 35. 1, 2, 3. That's 5 of them, so $7 a piece. Alright, let's take a look at these. So we got. There's a fork because these candies are so sticky. Like, okay. Oh, you got the sour belts. Nice. But yeah, so she bought these little candy things. Which one are we gonna eat? What are these? Sour Belt. We got some gummy bears. Oh man, the sauce is just everywhere in it. Can I get a focus? Yeah, that tahini. What is it? Tahini sauce and then chamoy. Yeah, that stuff gets everywhere. And they got the peach O-rings as well. Okay. I usually like the sour belts the most. Yeah, they are pretty hard to open. And my fingers are already getting sticky already. These things are such a mess. Okay. So I'll just have this one only, but... So there's the sour belts. Come on, get that focus on it. There we go. Okay. Yep, tastes just like that Lucas candy or like the chamoy tahini sauce stuff, so... Okay, it is too much. Which one? I'll try the gummy bears next. The Gushers, actually. I'll do the Gushers. Okay, Jason. Where did you find these people? Instagram or what? Yeah, so Melissa, you know, she likes following a lot of food stuff on Instagram, so I guess she came across this and they're like, you know, I'm pretty sure the people, you think they make this out of their own home or what? Yeah, as opposed to being like a big business. Oh, Gushers. Yo, what's your guys' favorite Gushers color / flavor? Come on, zoom. There we go. But yeah. Well, that's pretty good. Kind of expensive though. $7, I think, or I guess $6 probably shipping in there too. I was telling Melissa, we should just make these ourselves. You know how cheap that would be? But she doesn't think we can get the ratios right, so. Thank you. Love you. Favorite Gushers flavor? No, so the tropical Gushers, there is one flavor that tastes like complete, like butt. I don't know if I think it's like an orangish one, but yeah, there's one flavor from the tropical subset of Gushers that tastes horrible every time I eat it. No kimchi gummies? Nah, I don't think that's a thing. Okay, sorry. Back to this.
This one's supposed to be the CTE 750 or CTE C750 Air. That's basically, you know, like
it's just like a smaller version. It has some differences for sure, though.
Yeah, it's not as, I guess you would call it long. It's not as long.
Right.
So you're not gonna fit.
Okay, so here's a question for you all. I'm gonna end the last poll. Do you like the concept of Project Stealth? We did end up with an almost 60-40 split, with people liking it more than not. So my question for you all is, do you have temperature issues with your graphics card? Because from my understanding, based on the little snippets I've seen, plus a little part of this video, the main reason for doing something like this is because typically graphics cards kind of get choked off by fresh air, or choked off of fresh air due to facing downward, being close to a power supply basement. You know, the feet on a case doesn't lift high enough off of the surface to get a lot of air promotion through there. But I feel like coolers these days have such big heat sinks and fans that I rarely run into temperature issues on graphics cards. Even if there's a basement kind of up close to it with no fans directly under it, you could be running, and of course most of the stuff I build with is more mid-range to entry-level, right? Like 6700 XT or 3070 is like, for the most part, as high as I go when making build guides and stuff. But those types of cards, you typically will be able to run like 100% load on it with fan speed maybe at 40 to 50%, and it'll be in like the mid 70 degrees. Like, who are all these people out there that have way crazier temperature issues? So I'm gonna run a poll on that one. So I'm just curious because again, I have nothing against this case design, but I didn't know that this was that big of an issue for you to turn your complete build sideways for it. You live in the desert, that's true. But what's the temperature right now for you, Jason? Right now, it's technically still considered winter time in Washington, and what's your temperature in Celsius? So let's just see what the delta would be, right? So right now it's in my basement anyway. It's 22.9, almost 23 degrees C. So like in Texas, where it's really hot, or California or something, what is the degree C temperature? And we'll just add that to the baseline temperature that like I would normally see, and see if we have an issue or not. 69F, nice. But what's 69F? What is that in C? 69F2C. That's... Huh? Wait. Oh, we got our heater on right now. That's why. It's warmer in here than when it's... like, I guess, I don't know. In the summer when we, like, use AC, but in the summer it's 100... Okay, so let's just say 100F. Like, summer, right? 100F2C. So that's 37.77... over compared to right now, so 23, so we're adding 14 degrees to it. So still, if I took my computer, which normally runs at, let's say 75 degrees C, even under max load on a game like Cyberpunk or something that's maxed out the graphics card, and I'm normally seeing 75, going down to Texas, I guess, does that, I don't know if that completely translates to being 89 degrees. Alright, Charles, good to see you in the chat. Tech always, everybody. Charles out here doing big things. But being technical, I don't think I've ever had a system genuinely overheat. Every CPU and GPU I've ever used has been fine stock. Yeah, that is the same way with me too. Like every time I do a build and I'm like, oh, this time I'm just gonna use the stock Intel or stock AMD cooler because I'm trying to save money. People are always like, why are you using that cooler? Why don't you use the aftermarket cooler? Why don't you use better thermal paste than the stock thermal paste? I'm like, dude, none of these things have problems with like 99% of the tasks that a typical person would do with it. CPUs in general do not run hot for gamers because you're, for the most part, utilizing only partial cores and threads. Like, you don't ever fully utilize 100% of every core and thread. So temperatures isn't an issue. It's an issue when you run Prime 95 or Cinebench. Then it becomes an issue, but that's not a normal thing for people to do 24/7. So, yeah, I mean, I agree with that there. Shauner said, are you still... Oh, wait, no, you're done skiing, right? Or snowboarding? 56 degrees Fahrenheit there, and 30... Y'all, we need to convert to C here for the hardware. Yeah, I mean, your hardware is going to change depending on what your fan curves are, but also, for every degree of... Okay, I need to look this up again, because this is all thermodynamics stuff, which I have not used since college, and it's all... yo, anyone taking thermodynamics here, or are, like, thermal engineers, is it true that for every degree C higher you are, or... the higher your temperature is, the more energy it takes to further increase it by another degree? That, I feel like that's true. Like, to go from 0 degrees C to 1 degree C is way easier than going from 100 degrees C to 101 degrees C, if that makes sense. So, what I'm saying is, just because there's a 14 degree difference from here and Texas, doesn't mean that if I took my same system that had like 75 degrees, it is not going to be exactly 89 if I went to Texas with it. It would be something lower. Who else is playing chess with Nob in the background? Yo, is chess like this resurging thing lately? I've been hearing a lot of my friends or family or just people like playing online chess these days. Yeah. So, specific heat, and it depends on the medium. Yeah, for this case, we're talking about air, and I guess maybe whatever liquid is inside the you know, the heat pipes in the heatsink. But still, okay, we're going off topic. Back to this case. What do y'all think? See, do you have high temperatures with your GPU in your current case setup? So in terms of the votes, more people are voting no than yes. So next poll is third poll. Do you like the Okay, so now, do you like the design of this case? And I need to think about this one for a second. There's nothing wrong with it, I guess. Yeah, so there's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just that we're not used to seeing a case turn sideways like this, right? But I don't know. I guess if these cases cost the exact same amount of every other case, then sure, make it and let people decide. But if there's any premium being tacked onto this case because of the R&D that they had to put into making it, the retooling of making stuff come out sideways instead of like the, you know, typical way up, then that's where I'll be like, okay, we're making nothing burgers out of something that we don't need to be. There you go. Wait, Charles, how... I always forget. I know I probably asked you this within the last year or two. Have you graduated college yet? You need to pop into TechFam chat more. We all need to, actually, just to keep up with each other. But I guess a lot of the other people in TechFam, we release content on a regular basis, so that's a way that we could keep up with each other. But Charles, you're still in college? Dang. What, you got like 1 more year? 2 more years? Probably 1 more by this point. It feels like forever. Mike Ladd says, I don't like fans pulling from the bottom. Pulling what? Like, you just don't like bottom fans at all, Mike? Hey, Joe says, 8 minutes audio to cut and clean up. Have a good night. Had a great first time solo remote engineering session. Nice. Have a good night yourself, Joel. Yeah, your internship. Well, that's gonna be worth it, Charles. Doing an internship, especially with like a big company, that honestly, I don't know how you feel about it, but after having gone through college and then 10 years of work, the first like 6 months, even like the first few months of work taught me so much more than college ever did. But I guess the good thing about college was it taught me how to learn and I guess good habits like waking up on time, getting to something on time, being able to I guess taking tests in college, they allowed you to use textbooks. So being able to find the resources you need to on the spot. So yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion, whether or not college is worth it, but yeah, the nice thing is that you don't need fans pulling from the bottom for this case. So long as you have stuff pulling in from front to back, you got your GPU covered, you got your CPU AIO radiator right here. So yeah, the fans on the bottom, honestly, what the heck are they even there for by this point? Maybe if you're drawing in air to pull over, no. Yeah, I don't know. Just looking at this design, you could say that it's pulling it over like the heat sinks and stuff, like VRMs and things like that on the motherboard itself, but you would be pulling, you know, warm air because it's gone through the radiator by that point over the motherboard here. I think that would still be enough, but I don't know, maybe for those hardcore overclockers that need every degree that they need. Hello from India. What's up, Ashok? How you doing? Okay. So, we have about 30 minutes left. What do we have here? Did anyone submit some stuff to the Discord? So if you didn't know, we do have a Discord server. Let me get the link to it. Let me know if it's not working. But here's the Discord link to the official Discord. we're still, I don't know how big the server is by this point. Let me see. Where can we see that information at? How many server members does it tell you at all? How come it, so we have all these people who are online. Wow, we have 189 online. How many are offline? 189 plus 2. Okay, so we're about at like 500 people on the server, but still relatively a small server compared to other content creators. But we do have some fun stuff going on. Lots of stuff going on tech support. Like, I pop in there quite a bit. We have a lot of pretty knowledgeable people on the server. So the tech support channel has been one of the more popular ones with people with random issues, and everyone loves helping each other out. So this has been an awesome channel. Tech talk for, you know, people who want to just discuss anything tech with like-minded people. Parts and build advice has also been another popular one. The same questions that we get here on stream. Is this a good combo for this? Is this a good price for that? Things like that. So I feel like a lot of people have been using the Discord server and getting, you know, have been getting a lot of the help that they need. So that's always good to see. In terms of build and setup showcase, unless you guys want to pull up anything else specifically from CES, I was going to look through some of these before we just hang out and talk for a bit. Yeah, and the server stays pretty active. You will see me on there at the most random times of the night. Like, it'll be like 3 or 4 a.m. my time, and for some reason, I just pop in to like answer a random question that someone on the other side of the world has or something. But yeah, I try to stay pretty active on there. The last couple of days I've been pretty busy, so I still posted some stuff, but not as much as I usually do. Shane Essex says, I gotta catch up on the Discord. Was so busy having fun with my... Yeah, for sure. I mean, holiday season just passed over, so definitely we're getting back into the swing of things, right? In terms of like, the next big holiday break for a lot of people isn't going to be until 4th of July, right? I'm not counting things like Columbus Day, MLK Day, and things like that, where a lot of people still have to go to work. I'm talking about like the holidays where usually people get off. I think 4th of July in the US anyways is what the next major... Oh, Memorial Day, actually. I take that back. I think Memorial Day is the next nearest one. I'm basing that off of like my work, which they did not give holiday for a lot of the minor ones. Easter, yeah, but no places really close down for Easter, do they? In terms of like grocery stores, malls, things like that. Asus has a new case. Okay, yeah, we can check that one out. Asus CES case, sure. What am I supposed to search to find this thing? Is it the Asus Hyperion? Man, like I said, Brian from BPS Customs killing it out here with so many videos. Asus North America, they did a recap video. Fefe, yeah. We can pull up your H1. We will pull it up. All right, we're gonna support Brian again.
The Omen 16 laptop.
We will support Brian again. Okay.
2023 is
Brian wearing
Asus.
that.
Now,
I need to buy one of
Asus
these
has a lot of
MKBHD
products that are in
hoodies.
segments that you might not expect Asus to be in. They actually have a new chair. They have new keyboards and mice that actually look
Brian,
really promising.
no timestamps.
And of course,
You're
there's
killing
always
me.
graphics cards, motherboards, and everything else you'd expect from them. So let's take a look around this booth.
Okay. Oh,
at
here's
really
something that
30
was
frames per
interesting.
second.
Did you all see this? I forgot about this. I was talking about it with some people in DMs and stuff. But
You're not
this
really able to see the
540
difference,
hertz
but
monitor. We also brought it up in the Discord server too.
You can tell that taking a look between this little soldier guy floating across over there versus over here, it's definitely noticeable. Price point on this not yet determined. I would expect it to be somewhere in the $600 range. This is
540 hertz monitors. All right. I'm going to end the last poll. Do you like the Sideway designs with Thermaltake case? Almost a 50-50 split. More people, a little bit more people like it than not, though. So that's interesting to see. Okay. So let's see. I'm really curious. Start Q&A. Not the Q&A. Stop. Polls. What is your ideal refresh rate for monitors? Okay, so we're gonna go, what is it, 540 hertz? We only have options for so many, so I'm gonna say 265 is a common one, right? 265, 144 hertz. I guess I could have gone 165, but I'll go 144. And then we'll say 60 hertz, just because that's like the basic baseline standard. Actually no, we'll go 240 hertz. I think it's a little bit more common. Ask your community. There is also 360 in there, but I don't have the ability to put that many choices. So I operate on a 100 and I forget if mine's 140. Let me see. This is 144 or 165. I forget. Display settings. Mine is okay, so my monitor that I personally use 144 hertz. But most of the votes coming in are around the 144 followed by 240. Okay. 540 hertz for CSGO, is that for pros playing? I don't even know, like, do you all think pros can see the difference between 360, which I think was announced at last CES, versus 540 right now? Was that last CES or 2 CESs ago? I forgot when the 360 hertz thing was, like, announced, but...
Is again only a 1080p panel and only 24 inches. So I'm not sure exactly how many people are going to want one on their desk at home, but for esports people, this is actually the next evolution of the premium model.
How high do they go? What is after, like, do you just keep on going until you're at 1,000 hertz or something? Like, so what is going to be the physical limit? I wonder if there's any, like, articles or coverage, discussion on that. And then beyond that, what is the next technology or measurement that they will base it off of?
Now, if you guys are tired of every...
There is a 360 hertz too, but apparently the 540 hertz is more important to talk about.
Every chair on the market looking exactly the same with that gamery aesthetic and only differentiating themselves with little colors or accents. Well, maybe this is for you.
Okay, so someone was talking about the Asus case. Is it this thing?
Hyperion. Twist, I am very around
Whoever was asking about the Asus case, was it the Hyperion?
And check this guy out. This is the ROG Hyperion. Technically, it does have a model name. It's the GR701. But it is an enormous full tower design, and it's not going to be cheap. You're looking at about a $500 case here, but there are definitely some interesting features to this case that I haven't seen on any other enclosure, and it is quite flexible in its use case.
Okay, so first thoughts on this case so far. As people are voting, yep, almost 75% of the votes has 144 hertz, which, yay, I'm part of the masses, or the most common ideal refresh rate for people. Okay, looking at this case, this thing looks very overbuilt. You all know how much I love handles. It looks like you can just grab the crap out of these two things. I typically do not like cases that protrude out like this. I don't... does that make me a boring? Because I like more squared off cases, like more of a traditional rectangular box design. But I don't know, like when you start getting stuff like this, it starts looking like an alien spaceship or like a transformer face, or like, I don't know. It looks, I guess the best word for it is extra. How much of this is actually utility versus how much of it is just trying to look like badass, you know? It looks horrible. Okay, do other people think it looks horrible, or is it just me?
So let's start at the top and the exterior with these die-cast aluminum frames. So you can see that it comes down in an X pattern to the front and then extends all the way down to the bottom. So the entire exterior of the case,
a 5-year-old kid designed it. Okay, so I'm not the only one
really premium looking
who's kind of
feeling material. Of course, it also does cost a lot to work with.
Yeah, see, now, that's the thing about these too. They also often cost a lot. It would be one thing if this case was like, I don't know, $100. I'm like, okay, whatever, you do you. But why do I have a feeling this thing is gonna be like $200+?
Let's circle up to the top here and take a look at this I/O. There are 6 total USB ports. 1, 2, 3, 4 USB 3.0 and 2 USB Type-C. Now these are not 10 gigabytes
we did
per
not
second. These are
finish reviewing the. Wait, which one is the 011? Which 011 copycats were we talking about? The Y40 or something else? We've been all over the place this year because there's so much
per second USB-C, and it's made to work with the Asus motherboards.
Oh, did he say 500? I totally missed it if he did, or maybe he will say it coming up. $500 for this case? Are you kidding me? $500? 500?
That have two USB Type-C front panel connectors on them, like a lot of the Strix boards do. Taking a look at the interior here, there are also a couple of really cool new features. So this back panel right now that has the Republic of Gamers logo on it is actually removable. You can mount it on your desk. It comes with a little stand, and you could switch up the plate to show different graphics because the LED panel is actually mounted to the back.
You can switch up the plate. I was about to say, if I'm paying $500 for a case, I would rather just be, because like the Hyte Y60, right? Their new corner glass thingy is going to be a display screen that you can modify. If I'm paying $500 for a case, I do not want Republic of Gamers to be on here, which this should be an, honestly, this should be an LCD screen for that price, I feel. So you can put whatever image you want there. You can put your own face there if you want. I do not want to have to be locked into Asus's brand and having to show off their brand if I'm paying that much for
something of your own liking. Now, Asus said that they are going to...
Let me think. Okay, I haven't ever worked with Asus, so if they ever watch this stream and they see this and me kind of talking crap about their case, it's not going to matter because they probably would never work with me anyways because their stuff costs too much for my channel. So one thing I haven't ever really talked about is that a lot of brands have contacted me and have wanted to work with me, but I push back on a lot of the things that they try to get me to promote. Like, I've had brands try to push like cases and stuff on me that just I didn't think it was good value, so I tell them like, no, I there's no way I can make a video on this thing. It costs way too much for what it is, or I don't like it. So then they stop talking to me, and I'm sure other brands that are more high-end, they probably take a look at my channel and say, nerd on a budget, that doesn't work with our, you know, Republic ROG Strix super premium graphics card. Yeah, let's not talk to that guy. So I don't think Asus would ever reach out to me anyway, so I can talk all the crap I want about them.
To offer the STL files for 3D
case
printing
seems
applications.
overpriced for what it is, unless I'm
whatever
missing
you want
something.
over here, your logo, your name, the design, anything like that, and it'll light up with the art.
So Brian is saying you could put whatever you want on here, but are you gonna have to like CNC machine or mill it out yourself, or do they have something where you can custom change the stuff?
RGB colors according to what you have programmed to that panel. Another option for this space is that you can actually just remove it entirely and place fans along that back
Okay,
wall.
you place
up
fans,
to 3
which
of
a lot
them
of cases are doing
next
that
to the
side intake
motherboard.
thing.
The Hyperion is actually going to come with a GPU support bracket, although the one that is going to be featured with the case is not what we're looking at right here.
Okay, here's
that is
one
missing here, and that, of course, is the power supply. So if you move around to the front of the case, you can see this is one thing that you see on a dual chamber design. Now, what do I mean by dual chamber? Well, you got this.
Yeah, so I mean, you could technically call this Asus almost kind of like a 011 knockoff too, right? We got the side intakes, we got the dual chamber, we got this box shape. This one does have handles though, so I don't know. I might like this one more than the 011 because it's got these strap handles on top. The back wall is a light bright. Yeah, so if that's the case, then I don't know. That doesn't seem to scream $500 to me. How much is the Hyte Y60 gonna be? Whoops, I accidentally pressed that.
An elite gamer?
Oh my goodness, these ads. It's because I'm not logged into YouTube right now. But yeah, let's see. Hyte Y60 LCD panel CES price. See if we can find that. Hyte launches oh, it's a DIY kit. Okay. So funny thing, because I'm building in the Y60 soon for my brother-in-law. He actually ordered one of these, and apparently this fits the Hyte case, but this is from Amazon. So this isn't going to be the official Hyte LCD kit or LED kit, whichever, but it is one of those Raspberry Pi kind of panels that we will be putting on the glass as well. So yeah, he bought all this stuff, and then CES happened, and then Hyte's gonna have an official one. So I don't know, maybe I might tell him to return this, and then we end up getting that, depending on how good the Hyte official one is. But yeah, he's going for that waifu anime style case, so isn't the Y60 250 plus? Yeah, so the Y60 at $250 plus a panel at $120 is still only $370, coming in well below what the that Asus case has. And I know there's probably more to that Asus case, but I'll probably have to go back and watch that. But it just was not. It was too ugly for me to even care too much more about. HoloLive case in this. Yeah, the HoloLive case. What's a waifu? Waifu is a anime female character who could be your wife. Yeah, see, so this is what that panel that we have should be. Let's talk about the i5 13500 or the 13400, right? What are the difference between the two? So yeah, this if it comes with, so the Y60 being 250, I don't know. What is your, okay, we gotta run another poll. So I'm gonna end this one. Where's your ideal refresh rate for monitors? 61% said 144 hertz, and then next up is 240. So yeah, not many people like 60 hertz in this day and age. You can get high refresh rate for so much cheaper. But then 540 hertz, you got 6% of the votes there. Okay, what I'm gonna, how much would you be willing to spend on it? So we're gonna start with like up to $100, up to $150 at option, up to 200, and then 200 plus. Okay, so what is the best? I guess I should have done the ranges, but you guys know what I'm talking about. For me, I think probably up to 150 I would be comfortable spending on a case. And that's what is looking like it's doing pretty well off the bat. Well, up to 150 is what more of the votes. Oh no, up to 100. Okay, so we got, I mean, I think $100 still buys you a really good case in this day and age. I just said 150 because sometimes I like these cases with the handles and or ITX cases. So sometimes they do start to run up a little bit higher in price. But yeah, 100 or up to 100 to 150, I think that's definitely where I typically go. So when I hear like even the Hyte Y60, right, this case right here, I mean, I know it's like turned in so many heads nowadays and everyone's talking about it and loving it. I'm just trying to think of why it was that without the LCD screen. Why is it 250 to begin with? If it's because Hyte is still, I mean, Hyte's not a completely brand new company, but I don't think they've been around for as long as Corsair and stuff like that, right? So if it's because of the amount of time R&D that went into like this, as well as cost of tooling and stuff, then as long as they're like comparable cases in the future start to cost less, I think I'll be okay with it. I kind of understand why new companies with more niche products initially have to cost more. But I don't think that should be a norm. Like, I don't want to see only $250 cases from them. KL130 says, I like the IO position, but it's not worth $250. Yeah, I find it hard to... Am I coming to raid tonight? I hope so. You think we're going to start on time, Jason? I don't think Melissa's going to be too happy given, you know. But we'll see. Fans right in front of glass for, yeah, so if you do this, I think we're gonna be mounting it like this too. Dang, that is really close now that you mention it, JG, right? Or no, sorry, Riot noob. I thought I clicked on JG, right? Yeah, I think I should better make it, Jason. Stuff costs less in the future? Haha, no. I know, right? With everything going on in the world constantly and inflation, I don't know. I just, yeah, $250 for this case. First of all, I don't even like the design of it that much. Like, everybody is super obsessed and they love this fish tank, but I am one of the few people who don't like it. So yeah, that's probably why I don't think it's worth $250. Yeah, Cammy, there is decent airflow. You got airflow coming from the bottom. You got it coming from. You can get it coming from the top if you need. You have it coming from the side. So essentially, you switch the places of the airflow. Normally, cases have it at the front with a blocked off side rear panel. For this one, you're just switching where it is. You do have a 90-degree bend, but I mean, they've got thermal engineers working on this. Apparently, it's fine. Rad Roadboat says, I'm with you, not a fan. Yeah. I mean, I have a Hyte case. So, Hyte as a brand, I'm fine with. It's just, this case, I do not understand. Seth Raider says, no, why do you in the background make me better at chess? I don't know. You should try that out for the next few streams and see if that's actually a thing or if it's a fluke. Kind of wish I went with the Hyte instead of my 5... Oh, Cody, you have a 5000D airflow? The 5000D is such a big case. I guess compared to the Hyte, I don't know relative, like how big they are next to each other, but I think like 4000D for a mid-sized tower is as big as I would ever really go. Yeah, 5000D, I built in it, and oof, that thing was just too big for my liking. That's what Martin has, actually. The one I built for Martin. Okay, so, we do have about 15 minutes left of stream. I need to go over to the Discord. So we did talk about a ton of CES stuff, which is awesome. Thank you for everyone who recommended for me to pull up the different random products. If you join the Discord, we have been talking about CES stuff in the Discord under Tech Talk as well as general. But I do have to move on because, like I said, I have a hard cut up at 6:30. I did want to go to the Discord for the last 15 minutes of stream as well as just hang out with the chat. So we do have, so in the Discord channel, all right, where was the H1 case that fit? Here we go. So Fefula Day. Oh my god, I'm butchering the name. So here is their H1 case. Was there only one picture here? Oh, just one. But this, I mean, this looks a lot like my case because it's a vertical kind of skinnier tower. But that, what is that? I can't tell if that's like a 3080 or 3090. Or it could be another, even like a 3070, I guess. Founders Edition. Yeah, that's not a 4000 series, right? Because those are, they look chunkier, not as slender. What did they put in? Oh yeah, 3080 OG. Very clean looking in here. I mean, once the panels go on, I think you can't really tell the difference anyways. But with it shown like this looks super clean and nice. Thank you for sharing. What else did we have in here though? I need to post some of my previous builds. So since last stream, we did have, let's see. So let's look at the most recent one first. Shito has a Ryzen 5 5600X with Deepcool Castle 240X, RTX 3070, and a Fractal Mesh Phi C. A single picture right here. So side view of it. Is that plain Team Group RAM? RAM is, yep, Vulcan Z's. That almost looks like the Creator series, but this is an interesting, here, let me open it up in the browser. So this is actually pretty interesting to see, because if we look here, so they have the typical, looks like 2 exhausts or 3 exhausts, you know, 2 top, 1 in the rear. They do have radiator with most of the fans in the front, and then it looks like, is this a Noctua fan? It's put right here in front of the GPU to, I guess, promote airflow. Oh wait, this is only a 240. It's kind of hard to tell because it's a black. It's like so much black going on. But this is a 240 AIO, but with all the 3 fans here. Okay, so now I see why they put this push-pull, I guess, down here and not down here for the GPU. Okay, so next build would be, what else do we have in here? Bo posted their main PC, 5800X, 3060 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, but they started first components in 2018 was a GTX 1060 from Zotac and an i7 7700K. So we have come quite a long ways. And here's their build. Whoops. Let's see. So a lot of blue lights. Oh, this is that dual PC build, but they didn't take a picture of the secondary PC. Wait, or is there no secondary PC? Does this mount on the outside here? Yeah, it doesn't mount on the outside, right? So never mind. It looks like they just have this 2-in-1 PC case with no secondary PC, if I'm interpreting this correctly. Honestly, I've never been like one to follow that stuff, like dual PC setups all too much. So Ava, the Avali and their very budget setup. So 2 monitors going on with the, is that like a Quest 2? Quest 1? Here's the PC, what's that, Think Center PC with a lot of stuff shoved in here. Yep, these cases aren't going to be the best for cable management. Some dust going on down here as well. And then what is the second set of pictures? Oh, extra photos of oh, yep, that is the same build. Yeah, so what is this? RX 6600. I love seeing modern graphics cards like this in these budget, like office tower type builds. But you do see the common, PSU upgrade right there. Still using that stock heatsink though on the motherboard, and fitting in, a very modern day graphics card in there with the RX 6600. Love seeing that stuff. Hybrid 1880 says, I'll never buy a new case. There's so much value going used. I got my 4000D Airflow in a bundle with the PSU Mobile. That's a really good price, $109. Very good pickup on that hybrid. Congrats. What else we got? We got Fairla with their very clean NZXT and MSI build. It's got the H5 flow or H510 flow. Probably the 5. Very clean setup as well with the dual monitors, with the break there. Demon Mitts. What time was this at? 103. Okay, so I think we hit these ones last week. Okay, so that's it for that. 622. I'm gonna hang out with the chat now. So we are just gonna hang out and I'm gonna read chat and see what everyone has to say. In terms of how much are you usually willing to spend on a case, we do have the winning vote going towards up to $100, but close behind is up to $150. So yeah, that is exactly the same mindset I have. 100 to 150 is as far as I would usually like to go. I'm trying to think if I've ever personally for myself bought a case that it has been $200. I bought it for other people that I've built for, but for my own uses, no, I think 150 is the cap. So I'm gonna let that run for a little bit longer before ending the poll. 8-minute warning. Thank you for that, Kevin Ngo. I could actually probably log on to WoW right now. Let me get logged in. I can show you my character for a bit, if anything. Laptop suggestions for computer engineering. Just try to get, when you say computer engineering, are you not trying to do gaming at all? Because I think if you want to also game, that would be pretty important. I don't think you necessarily need a powerful GPU for computer engineering as much as you do if you want to play AAA titles. You have a raid? Yeah, we do have a raid tonight. Today's Tuesday, so it is reset night. We're just doing Nax 25. We do Nax, Eye of Eternity, and then Obsidian Sanctum. We just do it all in one go. Let me log into my Hunter real quick while we do this. Game capture. Let's see. Can I put the game capture up here? Get that World of Warcraft specific window. There it is. Okay. So let me try to get this on the screen. Ah. Okay. Come on. Why it's gotta be so difficult? Here we go. Okay, so we'll go to my hunter. I'm sorry, I know not many people like WoW or care about WoW, but it is my favorite game in the world, so. Thanks for all the Riot Noob says, thanks for the information. There are only a few tech YouTubers that explain stuff and less that actually show hands-on builds. I mean, there's a lot of people who do builds. So there used to be a time back in the day where a lot of people did what we would call theory builds. So they would never actually build PCs, but they would just read off parts lists and then provide Amazon affiliate links in. And I never really liked that because unless you actually build PCs and experience it, you can only speak so much from you can only speak so much about like how good a case is, how good fans are and stuff like that, unless you actually use and build the systems yourself. But these days I don't see too many theory build channels thriving. I know some of like Scatterbolt, he started off as a theory builder. He didn't build a lot of the earlier systems that he showcased on the channel, so I'm almost out of ammo. Bullets. Alright, let me see chat. Ever play any other MMO? No, I've played a handful of other MMOs. I played Final Fantasy 14. I've played... What else? I've played a lot of free MMOs, because growing up, I basically had to hide from my mom that I played WoW, because she would have been mad that I was paying $15 a month for like a sub. But I've played a lot, like Perfect World Online, if you ever heard of that one. What else was there? I've probably played more free MMOs than I haven't at least one point in time. But let's see. Diablo 4 is later this year. I am very stoked and hyped about that, so I play WoW, but I hate subscriptions. Yeah, that's the thing. But so the thing about subscriptions and MMOs is it is like a barrier of entry to like hackers, right? If you've ever played a free MMORPG before, you will know that it is ridden with hackers and exploiters and stuff like that. In WoW, you don't get as much of that because it costs a subscription. You do get a lot of gold farmers because it's such a popular game, but I think that's better than hackers, which almost every other MMO I played that was free had hackers. So how filled is the raid right now? Oh, it is pretty filled, but they have not gotten to the place yet. Okay. One South Park episode. Wait, what? Japier says, Danny, when's the last time you had some McNuggets? When we went to Sonic's earlier today, I did get the popcorn chickens. That's the closest thing to nuggets I've had recently. Did you know a hunter can need roll on every item that drops on a raid? Not in modern day WoW. So I tried to get ready for Dragonflight, and I forgot that hunters didn't have melee weapons anymore, because I have a Thunder Fury transmog that I can't use because hunters can't hold one-handed weapons on their sheaths anymore, because they're just either polearm, or I guess melee weapon, or range weapon. So that kind of sucked. WoW's the only thing that's yeah, it is, Joel. WoW, I mean, people complain about the graphics and stuff like that, but I think as an MMO, WoW with add-ons, just with their interface, every other free MMO, or even Final Fantasy 14, I felt so limited. Oh yeah, and then one of my biggest complaints that I talk about all the time, you know, in Final Fantasy 14, there's like invisible walls and stuff. Like, if you were to walk up to this, you would be stopped right here. You couldn't keep on walking forward. But in WoW, I'm like, if I wanted to, I can just jump off and I guess die. Or I guess I disengage so I wouldn't die. But yeah, being able to do stuff like jump off of bridges and stuff, when you have invisible walls in games like Final Fantasy 14, I just feel like that kills the immersion so hard. Whereas WoW is like, oh, I'm on top of this house. If I want to jump off of it, I can. So. Oops, wrong mount. Let's see. Wow. Cutoff time. So we are at cutoff time, but it looks like my raid hasn't formed yet. So I think I'm still good. I don't think they're all in yet. Dalaran, yes. So they're still trying to fill the raid. It looks like. Let me see. So the raid is 1, 2, 1. Yeah, we're still missing like 4 people, so I think I'm good on time. I can keep going for a little bit, but I just need to be ready for first pull. I need to start logging too. Let's see what else. Why are you so zoomed out though? So I'm zoomed out because I like to see what's going on around me, but I guess I could zoom in too. Using any mods? I do use like the basics that you need, but as you can see my interface in WoW, the mods are very like, I use the bare minimum. I guess I do have decursive and stuff up here, but for my interface, I don't do any of the stuff that makes my like action bars change or anything like that. Why not keep stream? Just because I don't want, because I'm raiding with 24 other people. I don't want just whatever chat that we have during our raids to be like publicly broadcasted, especially if people don't know if we're being, they're being recorded and stuff like that. So just to be safe, maybe if I was playing like solo stuff, I could probably keep it on, but nope, no texture packs or anything. Are you raiding? Nope, I am not playing Dragonflight. I leveled the character up to, what is it, 60 or 70 or whatever it was, using the events, and I just wasn't enjoying it. Can I kill that huge dragon? I don't. That's level 73. I might be able to. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna disengage. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm gonna die. Where's my pet? Okay, there it is. Come on, pet. Let's see if I can do this without dying. Oh no. I took too much fall damage. And I don't have my growl on, so I'm extra screwed. I should be able to kill this thing normally, but yeah, I was not ready for that. So I just died. No, I probably could have done it if... So what happened was I fell off of my flying mount and I pressed disengage. I have a skill that protects me from fall damage if I do it at the right time. I did it way too early and it took away almost all my health. So... Man, this is... it's not too bad of a run back. Okay, let's see. But normally I would have been able to kill it. I am pretty much as geared as I can be for this phase. But okay, I think this is it. I think we're about to start raiding. So, I want to thank you all, as always, for this was a really fun stream. I loved, even though we didn't like do one particular thing, we went through so many different products and talked about it and got people's opinions and stuff. So that was super fun. Next stream next week should be back to regular schedule, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I do not have a video ready for this weekend because I'm working on something else right now, but there will be at least a YouTube short, so you will be seeing something from me. But other than that though, I hope everyone does have a great rest of their night or day, wherever you are in the world. Have a great rest of your week and have a great weekend coming up. And yeah, I will see you in the next stream, I guess. So take care, everyone. Thanks for all the mods for being here. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Now I gotta find the window that my stream was at so I can close it. There we go.